Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. In these blessed 10 nights and 10 days of Ramadan, the last of the opportunity that we had, we have a great reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala coming up. And that is the Eid. The Eid is an ibadah. In Islam, our celebrations are a part of the Sharia. They're part of what is dictated in the Quran and the Sunnah of al-Mustafa alayhi salatu salam. And everything that has a ibadah has its rules and regulations with it. So that's why we need to learn the Sunan. We need to learn how our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to celebrate the Eid, how he used to go. We know a lot of people talk about wearing new clothes, but Eid is a lot more than that. It's a spiritual celebration. This is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after that month-long ibadah. So it's not a time to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rather it's a time to thank Allah. The day of Eid, Eid al-Fitr, is the day where we celebrate finishing the month of Ramadan. Yes, we eat, yes, we drink, but we don't go into exaggerations. We don't go into things that will disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather, the last nights of Ramadan are the best nights in the year. We spend those on ibadah. The Eid is the final icing on the cake. This is the ibadah, this is the worship, the prayer that we do to end the month of Ramadan. The night of Eid should be spent with family, it should be spent with happiness, and the day of Eid should begin with, as many of the scholars have said, to perform ghusl as we do on Jum'ah, to put on our best clothes. It does not have to be new clothes. This is some kind of a new idea that you have to wear new clothes on Eid. No, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to have a particular outfit which was his best, and he wore it on Eid and at times on Jum'ah, but it wasn't new every year. So if you can't afford new clothes, it's okay. You still wear the best that you have. So you wear your best clothes, you dress nice, and before going for salah, you eat. Why? Because this is the day that we celebrate our Eid, our celebration. We're not fasting this day. That is why the ulama have said it's haram. It is forbidden to fast on the day of Eid. The day of Eid, we eat something before going for salah. Eid al-Adha, the etiquettes are that you don't eat. You go, you pray first, you pray early, and then you do your udhiyah, and then you eat from the meat. But Eid al-Fitr that we have coming up, the sunnah is that you eat, if nothing else, some dates. An odd number of dates is proven to be eaten from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then when you go out, you have takbirat. The takbirat to say Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, walillah alhamd. To say it in this way, and also saying Allahu Akbar 3 times has also been narrated by the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. To say these takbirat from the night before, because Islamically the night before begins the next day. So the night of Eid is the night before the day of Eid. To start making these takbirat, even when you're walking around, but especially when you're going for the Eid Salah. For the men, it is to make the takbirat out loud. For the women, it is to make them silently, but for both men and women to recite the takbirat is from the sunnah, and this is from the ibadat, the worship that has to do with Eid. When you're going out for Eid, for men to wear their best clothing and to make them there in an Islamic manner is something mustahab, not in an un-Islamic manner. Some of the people, in trying to wear nice, men wear silk or gold, or they wear things that reveal their body shape, which is haram, their aura and so on. That is not permissible. For our sisters, when they're around other sisters or family, to wear their best clothing, but when they're going for the Eid Salah, to be covered up in the proper Islamic etiquette. This is from the Sharia. Now, going to the Eid Salah by itself is an ibadah. It has its own rules. The Prophet ﷺ used to go from one path and come back from a different path. The great ulama of Islam like Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali and others, they explain, they said this is to show the strength of the Muslims. So you both paths, the people see the unity of the Muslims, they hear the takbirat, they see the Muslims' presence, they feel it, and it's a da'wah. People here in the US, for example, when we're going out and the people see hundreds of Muslims, sometimes thousands of Muslims dressed in a way that shows them to be Muslims, making the takbirat, going from one way, the other people, when you're coming back from a different path, seeing you coming back, it's a da'wah right there for them to see the presence of Islam. When you are going for the Eid Salah, it is from the sunnah for people to go together and to go in groups. So the family, for example, to go together. And this is something that unites the ummah. And to, if you can, park somewhere so you can walk a little. Because from the sunnah is to walk to the place of Eid. The place of Eid should be outside. From the sunnah is not to pray in a masjid. Rather to pray in an open ground. And that's why in most of the Muslim lands you find an open place where they pray the Eid. And inshallah we'll continue in the next episode with the rest of the etiquettes.